All right, guys, now it is time to make our chat application live. If you don't know what chat application I'm talking about, that's probably because you haven't seen the first 5 videos. So go ahead and hit the upper top right button and see those videos and get through all these chat applications. But now it is time to put our chat application that we have made onto Heroku. But first, we have to fix a small bug that I found when I was developing it and put it on live. And that is that when we log in here, but first, before we do that, we have to go here and change this to 192.168 or whatever the local server is so I can test it on my mobile. And when I log onto my mobile, which I'll show you guys as an overlay, and pick a name that's not taken, and then I start typing something, everything works good, everything's fine. But then when I close my phone and it disconnects, and then I open it back up again, and I try to type, you'll see that our server crashes here. And we don't want our server to crash when it's live on the internet. So let's go ahead and fix that. And the way we fix that is pretty simple. We have to add a reconnect method that happens every time someone tries to connect and they're already logged in. So let's go ahead and stop this with Control C and then start it again. Great. Now let's go to our layout right here. Uh-oh. And we are going to add another method called reconnect. So right here after our init socket, we're going to say reconnect. And this is going to do a few things for us. And that is, it's going to go ahead and emit a action to the socket. So let's get that socket from our parameters. And we're going to say socket dot emit. And we're going to emit verify user. So let's go ahead and import that from our events. Verify user, just like that. And then we're going to say verify user. And this verify user is going to get a username. So that's going to be this.state.user.name. And then a callback function that is going to have is user as one of the properties from an object that's passed back, and also user. So this goes back to the server, and then the server calls this callback function and gives us a boolean is user and the user itself. So now we say if is user, we're checking to make sure that it's not a user that's already logged in. We're going to say this dot state is null, and that's the user is null. But if that user is not logged in, if there's no one else with that name, we're going to say this dot set user, and we're going to set it to that user that's passed in. All right, so now in our socket.on, we're going to go ahead and call that reconnect, and we're going to say if this dot state dot user, and then also else, and else we're just going to say connected like we usually do. But if there is that, then we're going to say this dot reconnect, and we're going to pass in the socket. Perfect. All right, so that's all we need to do there. So now if we try to connect to the server on our phone again, cool. So I log in on my phone and I log in here and then I start typing something. You see it's all well and good. I lock my phone, open it back up, make sure it disconnected. Yep, it did. And then it got logged back on and I can go ahead and type something again and you'll see that it works all well and good. So now let's go ahead and get our app on the internet. Now we have to do this. We have to make our Node.js server an express server that sends the index.html of our app. So we're going to go ahead and go to our index.js in our server folder. And we're going to change a few things in here. First thing we're going to change is going to be this app. We're going to change these vars to constants just for consistency's sake. And we're going to change app to not be this HTTPH server anymore. And it's just going to be an express variable. And we're going to get that express from up here. So express equals quire express, just like that. And then we're going to const server equals require HTTP server. So now we are starting up our server just like that. And then we're going to change this app right here to be server, that server variable that we just had. And down here, we're going to change app.listen to server.listen. And last thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we always send the files from our build folder. So we're going to say app.use right here. And we're going to say express dot static, get the directory name, which is directory name of this current folder. And we're going to go ahead and plus concatenate it and say the build folder, which is going to be created when we run npm run build. All right, so next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we have Express installed and as in our dependencies. So we say npm install Express, and that should go ahead and install it. We're going to say --save to save it to our dependencies. While that's going on, we're going to go ahead and go to our package.json, and we are going to change our start to dev. We're going to change that to our script start to dev, and we're going to make our own start. And this one is going to be the one that we want Heroku to run whenever we deploy our app, because that's what Heroku does. It just automatically does the npm start script for us when we deploy it. And we're going to change it to node src server index.js. Great. So that's all we need to do there. Then we close that. Our Express should be installed. Perfect. So now we're just going to go ahead and test this. But first, before we test it, we have to make a build. So we're going to say npm run build. And what's going to happen is if you look in our side panel here, you'll see that there was a build folder that was made for us. And that's just going to take all this stuff and bundle it with all our source code and make a nice little app for us to deploy to the internet. You can go ahead and change this title to whatever you want to make sure it doesn't say something like React app. I think that's what it says usually. So change that index.html before you run npm run build, and everything should be good there. All right, so we close all that. npm run build is good. All right, so next up we have to go ahead and deploy it to Heroku. So the first two things you need to deploy to Heroku is to have a Heroku account, of course. So go to heroku.com/signup, I think it is. And then you're going to also have to download the Heroku CLI. And that's going to be at this link right here. And I'll put this link down in the description, but you just go ahead and download it for whatever system yours is. And then once you do that, you also need to have Git, and Git can be found here, which will also be down in the description for your IO or your operating system. And then once you have those two things installed, you should be able to go to your terminal. So we're going to go down here and say git -- version just to make sure you have Git installed. And then we can go ahead and make a Git repository for our app here. So we say git init, and that's going to initialize a Git repository for us. And then we're going to say git status. And there's going to be a lot of things, especially like the node modules is a lot. So we're going to go ahead and make a new file called gitignore.gitignore. And we're going to save it into our top level directory. Yes, we want to use that. And then we're going to put in here node modules. So this is just to make sure that Git doesn't push the node modules folder to Heroku, because Heroku is going to install all the node modules necessary for us. So if we go ahead and say git status one more time, you should see no node modules, and then you're going to say git add and dot, and that's going to add all the files that we want to add to our repository for staging. And then we're going to say git commit, and we're going to commit with the message, so -m space, and then we're going to say initial commit. This could be any message that whatever changes you've made to your repository. We're just going to say initial commit. And I want to go ahead and make sure that we've got everything done that we need to do. Oh, there's one more thing we need to do before we actually do this. So let's go to our layout.js, and that is change this to just / and that's going to go to the top level directory of our website. So wherever this is going to be deployed. So then we change that, and we actually have to run npm run build one more time because of that. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, good. So now we say git status one more time just to make sure, and it looks like we have our new build in there. So we're going to say git add commit -m initial commit, and that's committed to our repository. Now we just need to push it to Heroku, but the first thing we need to do is create a app on Heroku by saying Heroku create. But before we do that, we have to log into Heroku. So we say Heroku login, just like that. Then we log into our thing using our credentials. All right, so now I'm logged in. So now I can say Heroku create, and so create an application on Heroku for us. Great. And now I can say git push Heroku master. And this will push it and deploy it for us on Heroku. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the server. This is the actual URL where our app is going to be. So whatever this is for you, you can go ahead and go to that. And right now it doesn't have anything because Heroku is still installing all of the dependencies for us and also running npm start.
Sans souci, without worry.
All right, so it looks like it's done, and we're going to go to that. And we're just going to refresh this page and see that our app has started up and we are connected. So now I can go ahead and type in here Mike, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this so we can test it out. And I'm typing in Leon here, and you'll see that Mike and Leon are logged in. And I send Mike a nice little message saying, hey. And then you go to Mike, and you'll see that there it is. So there you go, guys. It's all up on Heroku now. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know by tweeting me or leaving it down in the comments. If you liked the video, go ahead and press the like button. And if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you want to do. If you hit that subscribe button, definitely let me know what else you want to see from me. But that's it. Till the next line of code, guys. See ya.